Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurul Amira binti Turain and today I want to present about chapter 11, the role of culture. Culture is the collection of values, beliefs, behaviors, customs and attitudes that distinguish one society from another. Social culture in business performance can bring employees with a well-tuned sense of directions, achievement in works and helps create common definition of success that your company can grow as a team. A strong, effective culture is a corporate asset that cannot be stolen or replicated by competitors. It cannot be purchased or created by scientific or technological innovations. It is a competitive advantage that must be built by a company. There are 4 characteristics of culture, which are learned behavior, interrelated elements, adaptive, and share. First is learned behavior. Culture reflects learned behavior that is transmitted from one member of a society to another. Elements of culture is intergenerationally in different generation. Second is intragenerationally within the same generation. Second is interrelated. Elements of culture are interrelated, such as group-oriented and hierarchical society like Japan. Third is adaptive. The culture changes in response to external forces that affect the society. Example, Malay culture in wedding ceremony was influenced by Hinduism background. Lastly, share. The culture is being shared within the membership of the society. There is 5 elements of culture: social structure, language, communication, religion, values, and attitudes. First is social structure. Social structure determines the roles of individuals within the society, the stratification and individuals' mobility within the societies. First, individuals, families, and groups. Such example, in the United States, firms discourage nepotism. However, in Arab, it is common thing to hiring relative is accepted practices. Second is social stratification. It categorizes people to some extent on the basis of their birth, occupation, educational achievement, and some other attributes. Such example, kasta system in India or Egypt system. Third, social mobility. Social mobility refers to the ability of individual to move from one stratum of society to another. Second is language. 3,000 different languages in worldwide, 10,000 different dialects, and many languages including French, German, and Spanish have informal and informal version of the words. Some languages such as Japan and Korea also have a formal and informal version of speaking to each other. Next is communication. First, non-verbal communication. Second, gift-giving and hospitality. Third, forms of non-verbal communication, such as hand gesture, facial expression, posture and stance, touching, eye contact, and silence. Next is religion. The attitudes towards works, consumption, individual responsibilities, and planning for the future. Second impact of religion in international business is attitude towards making money, major holidays and exchange of gifts, religious law such as Sharia law, gender importance and significance issue, food consumption such as halal or kosher, and lastly, way of life, Hinduism and caste system. This is example communication, handshake, gift giving, and this is example religions, salat time, and halal food required by Islam. Values and attitudes. Values are the principles and standards accepted by the members. Attitudes encompass the action, feelings, and thought that result from those values. There is 4 values and attitudes: time, age, education, and status. First, time is differ dramatically across culture. Age, which are this culture, create juniors, seniors, relationship, and expectation that only older people are qualified for certain job positions. Next, education. A country's formal system of public and private education is an important transmitter and reflection of the cultural values. Next is status. First, inheritance as a result of the wealth or rank of their ancestors. Second, effort earned by the individuals through personal accomplishment or professional achievement. There are three of theories of culture. First, low context, high context approach. Second, cultural cluster approach. Third, of state's 5 dimensions. First, low context, high context approach is low context culture is the words used by the speaker convey the speaker's message to the listener. Second is high context culture is conversion occurs is just as important as the words that are actually spoken, and cultural clues are important in understanding what's being communicated. Next is cultural cluster approach. A cultural cluster comprises countries that share many similarities. Many clusters are based on language similarities such as Western countries. And second is export market, which in Asia, Europe and USA. Next is state's 5 dimensions. First, social orientation, individualism versus collectivism. Second, power orientation, power respect versus power tolerance. Third, uncertainty orientation, which are uncertainty acceptance versus uncertainty avoidance. 4. Goal orientation, which are aggressive goal versus passive goal. 5. Time orientations, which are long-term outlook versus short-term outlook. Therefore, it is important for business to know that their level of formality will differ depending on the culture of the person they are communicating with. Workplace etiquette in some cultures also means they have a different approach towards workplace comportation, rules and regulation, and working hours. While some may consider working long hours a sign of a commitment and achievement, others may consider these extra hours a demonstration of a lack of efficiency or a lack prioritization of family or personal time. That's all from me. Thank you for listening me.